So you're probably at that state where you are having a hard time getting good quality of sleep. You either are staying up too late, or you are getting up in the middle of the night multiple times of the night, or it might be that you just have a hard time staying asleep, or because you get up way too early and you're just feeling tired, but you have a hard time going back to sleep. So there's these several things that are happening with your sleep cycle, and it's causing you to have worse focus. You're having these attention issues, and you know it's just starting depleting on your brain, because throughout the day when you're working, you're just seeing how it's affecting you. I mean, everybody knows this. Everybody knows that having an issue with sleep is going to cause problem with your focus and attention. It's also going to innately down the road cause problems with energy, where you reach burnout. So let's kind of dive in real in depth as far as kind of 3 things that I think can really help you improve your sleep, so that way it improves your focus, your attention. Okay. But before I get started, if you are having issues with focus and attention and really want to increase your focus and attention and improve your mind so that you can have better productivity at work or in your business or whatever you're doing, having better productivity in your life, I have a free training in the description below. So let's go ahead and get started about the 3 things as far as when it comes to helping improve your sleep. And this is something I do with my clients and my patients all the time. The first thing that you need to ask yourself when it comes to sleep is, first, initially, are you having a hard time falling asleep, or are you having a hard time staying asleep? And these are really good questions to ask, because this can tell you a lot about what's going on in your brain, what's going on as far as hormonally, also your brain chemistry, what imbalances are going on there. And this can kind of help us kind of determine more in depth of what is the issue, the root problem. But the first rule of thumb that you should be trying to strive to doing is by first trying to go to bed at an earlier time. And for a lot of people who get distracted really easily and kind of lose track of time all the time, and it all of a sudden, oh my goodness, it's 12 o'clock or it's 1 o'clock in the morning, is set an alarm on your phone. On your phone. So we typically set an alarm to wake ourselves up, but nobody ever sets an alarm to tell us to go to bed. And this is a good practice. It's something I do for helping me taking the trash out, every week on a Tuesday night. It's something I have to do. There's reminders, and we have these smartphones that can help us tell us to go to bed. So if you have a goal to go to bed by 10:30 or 10 o'clock or even 9 o'clock, whatever that time is, set an alarm however long it takes you to have your nightly routine. So if you like to read at night, so maybe set it an hour before, so you kind of brush your teeth, get yourself ready. And if you have kids, it's just things that you have to kind of determine how long of a time is going to take you to get to bed at your ideal goal set rate. So when you do that and you have that good routine, that will help you to get to bed early. So that's the first hurdle that we have to kind of get over. The second part of it is that we have to also have good sleep hygiene. So what that means is that you need to start implementing getting rid of screen time. So that includes your phone. Because what happens in our brain chemically when we are having screens in front of us, that's light. And our brain thinks, okay, it's still daylight, so it's producing still possibly cortisol, still producing certain things that our hormones are produced during the daylight hours. It's not going to produce the melatonin. Melatonin doesn't kick in until it's dark out. So we got to get rid of the screen time and maybe turn on a more lower light. And I suggest reading a physical book versus being on your phone. And do this in your bed if you need to, if you like reading something before you go to bed. And do that an hour or 2 before you go to bed, of eliminating all screen time. Okay, so that way naturally your melatonin levels start kicking in, so that can help you get a good night's sleep. All right. So the third thing that you can do is looking at certain treatments and things that you can take naturally. So I asked you before, do you have an issue going to sleep, like initially falling asleep, or do you have a hard time staying asleep? Or do you have a combination of both? So a lot of people will go to taking melatonin initially to help them, fall asleep, or if they have issues staying asleep. Melatonin is good for people who have a hard time falling asleep initially. Now, if you have an issue staying asleep, Usually melatonin's not going to do a whole lot because that's what initially just helps you fall asleep, but melatonin time release can, because it's releasing throughout the night. Or things that you can also take is L-tryptophan, that is helpful for people who have issues with also staying asleep throughout the night. But if there is more of an anxiety issue, stress issue at night, things like maybe 5-HTP. Now, these are things that you always have to check with your doctor first because it can interact with certain medications. So before you ever implement anything, you always have to check with your doctor. But the idea with 5-HTP is also to help to kind of reduce stress. There's other types of herbs like kava kava, valerian root, things like that, that can also calm the nervous system down. So if it is associated with stress of keeping you up at night, you might have to work on that. You might have to do some lukewarming baths that can really help calm the nervous system. So there's certain things that you can do, but you have to first initially know, why are you staying up at night? What is causing you to wake up in the middle of the night? It could be a digestive thing. Sometimes when you're waking up 2 or 3 in the morning, I call that the liver gallbladder time, when it can be activated. And so you have to work on liver gallbladder health. So there's a lot of different kind of nuances here as far as when you're trying to get good sleep. But the idea again is, first, start with trying to go to bed early. Second, implementing trying to get screen time out of the way. And then third, implementing certain good practices as far as nutrients you can start taking, supplemental things you can taking. Another thing you can also do is light therapy. So what this does, it helps reset your biological clock. And the idea is that very first thing in the morning when you want to be waking up, especially in the Northwest in the dark time here in the winter months, is expose yourself to natural light. So if it's still dark, you can get a natural light lamp and expose yourself that very first thing in the morning for an hour every day, and that can help reset the biological clock. So those are just a few things that you can do, but if you're looking for further guidance for helping you with focus and attention, get better energy so you can be better productive in your life and at work, then I have a free training for you that's in the description below that you can check out. So until next time, this is Dr. Legrand signing out, and remember, you have an optimal mind. Thanks. Bye.